Hi, my name is Amanda Ridding. I would describe myself as an amateur student of law. And I have decided, because I've been helping a lot of people lately, trying to answer questions as best as I can, I've decided to create a YouTube channel to start answering the questions that are being asked to me on a platform that I can start sharing them. Sharing the links with people, so I have more time to dedicate on other things. So now, to maybe expand a little bit further, amateur student of law. So I have been teaching myself law for the last 10 to 15 years. I actually I can't even tell you when for sure I started down this journey. But I understood that there's something not right with the way the courts were running in Canada, and I'm a proud Canadian, and I honestly believe that it's important to stand on principle. If I haven't done anything wrong, I have to stand on principle. The issue, though, is that, and thanks to our education system, or I guess lack of it, nobody in Canada, or very few people, actually understand the legal system. And there are a lot of people who are questioning the legal system, and they go down what they think is something called the common law route, and it takes them down a journey where they want to take you into the Uniform Commercial Code and other aspects of, I guess, what I call a pseudo-secret system of law that nobody understands. What people do need to understand, though, in Canada is we are already a common law country. We inherit the British Commonwealth system and the common law of England, and that is actually still recognized today. Just take a look at the Bills of Exchange Act, and I think it's rule number 11. It could be rule number 10, where they still recognize the merchant law. Absolutely they do, but you have to make sure you use the rule properly. You have to use the rule properly. And that's where I was having troubles with, quote unquote, what they call the common law. So, hi. So, I know a lot of people who go down what they call the common law path, and they do 3 signatures, land, air, water. They will do coat of arms and whatever else. But folks, that is not common law. We are in a common law system, and common law is about the rules and procedures that are set out, established, and recognized by the common common system. The common law is not it's not created by the government. It belongs to the people. The common law was created for and by the people. So when we start to understand the history of common law, and you understand what common law is, then you'll understand that common law does not have some secret set of rules. The rules are right there in black and white and right in front of us. So that's the first thing. The second thing is we need to understand how to use those rules, how to apply those rules, and we need to understand basics of Canadian law. Because even if you never want to self-represent, and you don't have to self-represent, but even if you don't want to self-represent, you will still have a much better experience with your legal professional if you at least have an idea of how the systems work, how the rules and procedures work, why they're doing what they're doing. Because here's the thing, if you don't know, you're not going to know to ask the questions. If there's a leak in your bathtub, and you don't know there's a leak in the bathtub, you're not going to know to ask questions until everything falls apart and the roof caves in. So it's the same concept. If you don't know at least something about actual common law of Canada, then it could be catastrophic, and by the time you start to realize something's gone wrong, the damage is already done. So my concept here is I just want to share my information. I'm not a legal professional. I'm not giving out legal advice. I do strongly recommend that everybody who decides to start watching this channel to validate the information I'm giving or sharing, let me say that, validate the information I'm sharing for themselves and qualify it with a legal professional. You don't have to. It's a free country and you have free will. But I would say validate it with a professional. But if you do see the common sense of what I hopefully will try and keep mostly short little clips specified on very particular topics of Canadian law, then that'll be excellent. So again, you don't have to self-represent, but let me put it into words that a lot of people will understand. There's a saying everyone knows. Well, let me rephrase that. There's a saying that people know half of. A jack of all trades, a master of none. But that's only half the saying. And if you don't know that's only half the saying, then you don't know to ask the rest. And the saying goes, a jack of all trades, master of none is often better than a master of one. You don't have to be a master in law to have an understanding in law. And having that understanding in law will better help you identify if something isn't right with if you have a case before the courts. If you have a case before the courts and something's not right with the way it's being run, because I hopefully will help you have a better understanding of law, you'll be able to identify it. And if you can identify it, even if you don't understand what's wrong, if you know enough to identify it, then you will know to ask questions. And once you start asking questions, more often than not, it will lead to more questions. But you'll never know to start asking the first question unless you first are made aware. So all I'm doing with this channel is I'm going to do my best to try and make people aware. My information, I hope I give you accurate information at all times, but if I make a mistake in my information, I do apologize. It's not to be construed as legal advice. If I find out I've made a mistake in my information, I absolutely will correct that mistake. Because you know what? I am an amateur student of law, and all I'm doing is sharing my research with the intent that I can save a lot of people a lot of time not going down avenues and paths that are wrong. If I can keep you as best as possible on the right path without making an accidental detour that's going to eat time and waste time, then that's what I want to do, because I think in this country, as a proud Canadian, more Canadians genuinely need to start understanding what is the law and how does the law work. So if you're tuning into the channel, I thank you so much, and I will do my best to share my information as concisely and as quickly as I can. Thank you. God bless.